Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever you are finding me in this moment. Happy Friday. I hope you've had a very good week. And for those of you who are new to me, welcome to the Coaches Cafe. I am Regina, and I pull up every Friday at 6 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, bringing you health news that you can use and apply to your daily life immediately. And so we charge this as Figure It Out Friday because no longer do you have to figure out your health situation alone. I am here to support you, and type this in the comments, in recovering the recoverable. That's what we're all about. When it comes to your health markers, we want to figure out, how do I recover the recoverable? More importantly, I'm a proponent of, what's up, Jay? We can recover the recoverable, and we have the opportunity to do it in a meaningful way. And if you are on medications for high blood pressure, for high cholesterol, and if you decided to take an alternative route to lose weight, we can help you do some work around here to reduce your health outcome, reduce your need for medication, right? I'm not telling you what I heard. I am telling you what I know and what I and others have experienced. And that is improved health markers. I have a young lady on here this morning who just popped on, who is no longer on diabetes medication, came off in February after having been on those medications for years and years and years. So we're pulling up. Type in the comments if you are with me, and do me a solid and share this information out. We're pulling up. We're talking about today, how do I recover the recoverable? How do I recover the recoverable? And for those of you and myself who are struggling in this way, we do that in what I call, I came up with a framework that has really helped me to go after my health, to recover my health. Like, we charge and we go after a lot of things. We go after a lot of goals. We quest for an adventure. We like to be adventurous in life. I'm really not that adventurous, okay? I like to be on the safe side. But when it comes to my health, it has been a long time journey, and I am still on my health journey. People tell me, Virginia, you look good for your age. I don't really know what that means, because look, I'm proud to be my age, but I also know that every decision that I make either supports my health or it helps me to be neglectful in my health. Is it hard? 100%. It is not easy. Whoever pull up and tell you, oh, it's easy to live this lifestyle, it is not. It requires not just a change in your mindset. Sometimes it's a change in your environment. Sometimes it's a change in a number of things, not just your physical environment, but your social environment. And we're going to talk about a couple of those things. But type in the comments if you're with me this morning. Recover the recoverable. That's what I want to share with you all this morning. How do you recover the recoverable? And I want you to understand that your health is recoverable. It is absolutely 100% worth fighting for. This is what I know. I know that people who are on medications don't desire to be on medications. I don't think people go to the doctor and be like, hey, doc, you know what? I've been, struggling with this situation. Go and give me the medications. A lot of times people go to the doctor and they're shocked when they get that information that they have to be placed on medications. They're challenged with it. They don't even want to go pick it up from the pharmacy, right? And so I'm saying a lot of people, I'm talking about myself. Here's the story for those that don't know. I have not always been where I am. I have walked very similar shoes, and I'm still walking in those shoes, right? And so for me, it's been over 20 years since I had a real conversation with my medical practitioner. And I've been on my health journey since 1998. That's a long time. That is a long time. But I've been on my health journey trying to figure this thing out since 1998. Here I am, fabulous 49, about to be phenomenal 50 in about 5 days. And it requires intentionality not to be on pills, powders, procedures, and choosing not to be on injections. And so, if that's your preference in terms of that, that is your preference. But I do know this. There's a scripture that says, I pray that you will prosper and be in good health, even as your soul shall prosper. And so, in order for us to be in good health, there are some intentional things that we must do. So let's get into this conversation. A lot of times we believe that we have been inherited conditions. High blood pressure has been inherited. My grandmother had high blood pressure. My grandfather had high blood pressure. My dad had high blood pressure. My baby brother had high blood pressure. I'm just saying, it can look like it is something that is passed down in our families through our genetics. But let me take a time out right there because, you can be taught that. And here's a conversation that I want you to hear. I want you to understand and do your own research too. Do your own research. Ask your medical provider because y'all be out there on TikTok thinking it's the gospel. If your doctor on TikTok, that's up in the air. But I'm just saying, conditions that we have been taught that are genetic or passed down, that may not necessarily be the case. Are there conditions that are genetic? 100%. Let me say that again. There are conditions that are genetic. However, about 90% of the conditions that we have, what I call lifestyle conditions, which includes high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, that was my little buddy, and then carrying excess weight, which is also called obesity. By standards, I was obese, I was overweight, and about 5 years ago, I weighed 30 pounds more than what I weigh today. Is it an easy pathway to navigate? No. Type that in the comments. If y'all are with me, type it. No, it's not an easy pathway. When I learned that I was borderline high cholesterol, there were some things that I had to do. I got a choice to do. I didn't have to do anything. I could have kept on the pathway that I was on, and who knows what my condition would be. But I decided when my medical provider told me that, which here's the thing, I thought that I was doing real well, actually. I thought that I was doing real well because at that time, when I learned that I was borderline high cholesterol, I weighed less than 140 pounds. So it's not what you look like on the outside. You need to know what's going on the inside and what you've been putting in on the inside. So I thought that I was doing well. One, because I was not what most people would deem as overweight, obese, because I weighed less than 140 pounds, number one. Number two, I was eating what I thought was healthy. I was a pescatarian. I wasn't eating beef. I wasn't eating pork. Back then, I was eating fish, shrimp, So I thought I was doing pretty good. And then number three, here's the other shocker. I was very active in my health, right? I was very active. Back then, I was going to the gym probably about 6 days a week because I was typically training for a half marathon. People say I was half crazy. I was full crazy twice because I ran 2 marathons. Don't ask me to do that again and I will not be signing up. But I share that because it does not matter what it appeared to look like on the outside. That is not what the measurement is. When we're talking about recovering our health, you got to know your numbers. If you've been trekking with me over the last several weeks, you've been seeing me post my blood pressure to my stories. There's a reason why I'm doing that. About 6 months ago, in around November, before I went to the doctor in December, about 6 months ago, I was waking up, I was working out early in the morning at a time that my body was not accustomed to working out, but I was getting up working out. I was getting up doing that thing. And I decided to check my blood pressure one morning. My blood pressure was a number that I had never seen in my life. So I'm like, what is going on? My blood pressure was like 134/90 something. And this is like 3:30 in the morning, 3:34 in the morning. Why your blood pressure high and you just woke up? I could have ignored that and, just kept going, And so I started tracking my blood pressure when I got up to work out in the morning. But what I realized was my blood pressure had never, do you hear me? So that became a concern for me. I scheduled a medical appointment with my new medical provider, and we had a conversation. And for those of you who've been trekking with me when I've been talking a whole lot about rest, that's why. I was told that I was not getting the proper rest, and lack of proper rest impacts your cardiovascular system. Type that in the comments. Lack of proper rest impacts your cardiovascular system. It impacts, when I say your cardiovascular system, I'm talking about your blood pressure. So here you go. I was going from 116, 117 to over 78 to 130 something. I'm gonna tell you, I was mortified. I was mortified because I was doing the things, so I thought, but I wasn't resting. I was not properly doing all the things that I needed to do to recover. So I was in a workout program. I don't mind telling y'all, I quit the program for my health. That don't even sound right, do it? But I was getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do a 4 o'clock workout. That was not conducive to my body. What's the moral of that story? Know your body. Do what responds to your body, not what the next person tells you to do if it does not support your body and your health. I had to make a tough decision. Was it easy? No, it was not. Who wants to quit something? I didn't. But after I had that conversation with my medical provider, I chose to leave that program because guess what? I needed to be resting. And so since then, I started checking my blood pressure when I was getting more hours of sleep. So my alarm is no longer set for 3 o'clock in the morning. It's not even set for 5 o'clock in the morning. Before that 3 o'clock situation, I was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, starting my big bold day. But I wasn't checking my blood pressure then. But I felt like something was off. Moral of the story, listen to your body. If you feel like something is off, don't ignore the warning signs. They call a heart attack a silent killer for a reason. That's a freebie on a Friday. Don't ignore the warning signs. And so when I made that hard decision to leave that program and start doing things better for my health, rest became a big proponent of it. And when I'm talking about you recovering your health, you get to make a decision on what that looks like for you. What that looked like for me was getting more sleep. The quality of my sleep, reducing some of the other things that I was doing. So you got to take some things off your plate. You get to take some things off your plate and figure out how to become intentionally unavailable. If you want to recover your health, and that's what we're talking about, there are some things you get to do. And when you make those decisions, you share that with the people who need to know. Now, if they don't know that you're unavailable, they're going to keep coming to you. And so I'm going to say this. As I've been going after my health, and I'm inviting you to go after your health, recovering the recoverable. Your health is recoverable. It is not too late for you to take practical steps. And so I use this framework, QUEST, QUEST. Two elements of it, I've been sticking with this for quite a while. The Q is, and type this in the comments, the Q is sometimes you have to quiet the noise. If you are struggling, because I didn't even realize I was struggling until I found out I was struggling, but some of us know we're struggling in our health. But when I found out that I had borderline high cholesterol, that was a struggle for me to make some changes because I already thought I was doing good. That wasn't the case. Then when I'm around here ripping and running like it's a badge of honor to be doing all these things, you struggling to say no, you're struggling to slow down. Those are genuine concerns because we like to go, we like to be productive, we like to do things in excellence, but not at the compromise of your health. That's my invitation to you, not at the compromise of your health. When you are legitimately struggling in your health, and I'm talking, we want to reduce your chronic disease risk factors. That's why I pull up. I want to help you recover your health with practical, okay? With practical. If you own medications, stay on your medications, but what is the plan to get out them? Is there a plan? What can I do? So, the Q in this framework, quest. I told y'all we're talking recover the recoverable. Quest, y'all know what an adventure is. I want you to think about your health as if it's an adventure. And every day I wake up to this adventure, I get to go after my health with all this excitement, with all this zeal. Like we want to quest after our health. That is my new invitation to you. So what is that going to take? I'm going to make this real simple. What is that going to take for you to go after your health? You girl got to get some water. Do you have your water this morning? Freebie on a Friday. Half your healthy body weight in water a day. I'm not there yet. I fell off my water journey. Just FYI. I'm working my way back up. I'm up to a good 65, 70 ounces. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I was 3 weeks ago either. So, quest. We're talking about recovering the recoverable, and your health is recoverable. The Q is, and you've heard me say this before, and type this in the comments. If you're new to me, I'm here to provide you with information to help you reduce your chronic disease risk factors, and improve your health outcomes. If you pull up, watch my content, engage with it, take these practical steps, you will see improvements in your health just on that alone. If you need more than that, then there are opportunities for that, okay? I have a masterclass that's coming up that's going to detail recovering the recoverable, right? And so, Q, quiet the noise. What does that look like? That means we have to turn down the volume on these, I do well all week, Friday I get to celebrate. Or if you own these quote unquote diets, you know, instead of making it a lifestyle, then you feel like you got to have a cheat day. Why are you cheating on yourself, right? If you are battling a chronic health condition, you get to, if you desire to, and make that decision, you got to turn down the volume on that. Quiet the noise. I don't get to cheat this week. I don't get a day off. When you reach your goal and you are able to maintain it, then you can make some adjustments. You're not cheating, you're making adjustments because what? I'm at a different place now. If you're struggling like I was with my cholesterol, I couldn't be like, I like a good spicy fried cauliflower, just like somebody like a good piece of fried chicken. But what I know is fried cauliflower is not conducive to my cholesterol. I'm just letting y'all know. I love some good cauliflower. Oh, ooh, child. And there are some places that have their cauliflower so delicious. just like whatever it is that you love, and just like whatever it is that you really, really desire. It may not be fried chicken. I don't know what it is. But my point is, quieting the noise. I don't get to, as I'm working on my health, I don't get to cheat every Friday. I don't get to celebrate every week because I done did good all week. One day won't hurt. If you are struggling and if you are in the fight for your life, you don't get to cheat on yourself. Be loyal to your health for this period of time. Then make some modifications. Type that in the comments. Make a note to yourself. I'm going to quiet the volume. I'm going to quiet the noise. Because let me tell y'all something. Moderation over time is what got me to borderline. I was borderline high cholesterol. My doctor gave me 3 months. She said, you got 3 months to get it together, or here's the alternative. You're going to be on medication. Y'all know I ain't want to be on no medication. First of all, I'm going to spend my money on what I want to spend it on, and medication ain't it. So that's the first thing in this framework. When we're talking about recovering the recoverable, quiet the noise. Turn down the volume on. I get to cheat. Moderation for me and for you, because if you battling something, I'm going to quote this person that I love dearly. They told me just the other day, don't nothing sneak up on you. I couldn't do nothing but laugh because, he was telling the truth. It does not sneak up on us. We have the information to pivot. But do we decide to pivot? Most times we don't. We keep going that route. So here's my encouragement to you on this Figured Out Friday. Figure out what volume you need to turn down. Figure out, am I cheating on myself when it comes to my health? Am I continuing to moderate? If you're struggling, moderation is not your destination. Not today, baby. Not today. Type that in the comments. Moderation is not my destination, right? For me, again, I'm talking about myself. I'm not talking about you. But this is your invitation, if it applies to you. Quiet the noise. The U, unlearn and uproot. You've heard me say this before. Unlearn and uproot. What does that mean? That means that I have to challenge tradition. I have to challenge the norm. If what I'm doing is really not serving me, then I need to unlearn these patterns. I have to uproot the idea that I've got to have this. Good morning, Jackie. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Unlearn and uproot. We have to uproot the things that have been traditions for so long. Challenge tradition. And here's my challenge to you. We love a good soul food. I love a good soul food. But here's my challenge and here's my invitation to you. If the soul food is not good for your body, then I have to ask you, is it good for your soul? If the soul food, i.e. what we traditionally call soul food, your macaroni and cheese with all that dairy, with all that saturated fat. Y'all know where I'm going with this. Saturated fat is the number one source of cardiovascular disease, cardiovascular issues, your high blood pressure, your cardiac events, your strokes, your heart attacks, the cheese, the dairy. So if it's causing you problems in your body, then is it really good for your soul? So we want to reimagine what our soul food looks like on Sundays, on any day, on the holiday, right? That's my invitation to you. Unlearn, uproot that thing. Y'all like to plant, y'all like to dig, uproot the narrative that's causing harm to your body. If it's hurting your body, it cannot be good for your soul. And yeah, I'm down here in the Bible Belt. I pray that you will prosper and be in good health, even as your soul shall prosper. And then the second scripture that we love, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, except overcome my plate. That's not true. I didn't say it was easy, but we want to throw the scripture on everything except when it comes to making these decisions about our health. He didn't call us to be chronically ill and called. He didn't call us to be anointed and exhausted. He did not. My invitation to you, we can't keep asking for miracles to fall from the sky and start partnering with heaven with our habits. It is our habits. It's not the DNA. It is our lifestyle. It is our habits. It is these decisions that we're making. Q, we talked about quiet the noise, turn down the volume. For me, borderline high cholesterol. I couldn't play with it. I had moderated and did not know it. But moderation over time got me to borderline, right? 2, unlearn and uproot. My soul food looks different now because I know that cheese is not my friend. Not even plant-based cheese. Time out. Time out. I'm plant-based. I eat vegan. Just because you're plant-based does not equate to healthy. That's an invitation for all of my people who want to transition out here. Don't be like me. I started out as a junk food vegan. Nothing to brag about, but that's what I knew at the time. But I know better now about whole foods, not more processed foods. So that's a conversation. Learn about these life transitions. So y'all, unlearn and uproot, right? And so here's the E in this framework. We're talking about quest. We're talking about going after our health as if it's an adventure. I wake up every day and I'm excited. What am I going to be doing for my health today? I'm going after this thing as if it's an adventure. I'm excited to have better health because I get to choose that. Today I wake up, and if I'm on this side of the dirt, I still have an opportunity, right? So here's the E. My invitation to you, eat to edify. We want to edify our temples, right? We only get one. Eat to edify. People like to talk about, oh, girl, we'll be snatching these edges. We need to have boundaries about what we consume. We need to have boundaries about what we consume. Setting boundaries means that I cannot continue to just eat in excess. I like to make a joke. I'm like, why are you eating double? You one person, eat one meal, right? Eat one portion, eat your portion size. That thing will sneak up on you because it's so good. I know. I like a second portion just like the next person. I really do. But what I also recognize is those hidden calories, they really ain't hidden. They're hidden in plain sight. So my invitation to us is learn how to eat to edify. What is this doing for my body? A lot of times we get this 2 o'clock sludge. People who are still in the workforce, you get that 2 o'clock follow over. What did you eat that's draining your energy? What are the foods that we're eating that's draining our energy? There are some foods that we can eat that give us a lift. And I'm not talking about these, Red Bulls. That's not what I'm talking about. There are natural sources of energy. We'll talk more about different foods coming up in May. But what I wanted to bring your awareness to on this Friday, as we figure things out on this Figured Out Friday, you can recover your health. And there's a way to do it. Q, quiet the noise. U, unlearn and uproot. E, eat. Learn to eat to edify your body. What is this going to do to my system, to my nervous system, to my mind? There are foods that's good for your heart. Y'all, I can't stress it enough. Now, I'm not a big beet lover, but I tell you one thing, I will drink some beet juice. So we're going to talk more about that. And if you've been watching me or trekking with me for any length of time, I do drop y'all information. I've been dropping y'all, 2 or 3 juice recipes. What do you do for your stress? Like all these things contribute to you recovering the recoverable. And I want to remind you, your health is recoverable. So here's the S in this framework. So let's tighten this thing on up. We're talking about the quest. Quest means an adventure. Your invitation on this Friday is to go after your health like it's an adventure. The S is, I want you to start submitting your plate, right? Again, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Submit the plate. Submit the plate. Submit the plate. If you're struggling in your health and you submit the plate, that's my submission to you on this Friday. What does that look like? You're going to have to go in there and audit your kitchen. When was the last time you did an audit of your kitchen? When was the last time you checked your seasonings? Some of your favorite seasonings, if you're battling high blood pressure, there are some seasonings that you have in your kit cabinet right now today, in your pantry right now today, that's loaded. The first ingredient is salt, but you thought you didn't have salt in your cabinet because you don't have that blue container that says salt. You do. Check your ingredients. That's my invitation to you when we're talking about submitting this plate. You don't even know what seasoning you're putting in. You think you're on this pathway to all-time ultimate health. Howsoever, there are your seasonings that I want you to check this weekend. That's your assignment this weekend, is go in there and check your seasonings. See what sneaky salt sucker is out there, and sugar. Just in case you did not know, sugar and salt are in just about every seasoning. If it's not a one ingredient seasoning, make sure you read the full label. And of course, if you can't pronounce it, don't even pick it up. If you see stuff in there that you can't pronounce, you don't even know what it is or how they put it together to make it. My invitation to you, what does it look like to submit your plate? Do an audit of your kitchen. I'm going back to, is it easy? No. Can I quiet the noise? Absolutely. Absolutely. You may not be in a position right now to celebrate. We're not doing these cheat days. We're going to improve our health. Then I can make some changes to what I'm doing. But in the meantime, you're in the fight for your life. We're in the fight for our lives. I'm in a fight myself. Yes, I am. I wake up and I fight every day to make a decision that's going to support my health. Every day. Why? Because my health is worth it. My life is worth it. I don't say that in a casual way like, oh, my grandmother. No, she did. My grandmother was obese. She was on dialysis. On kidney dialysis for years, having to go to the clinic with her. My grandfather, bless his soul, he was thin. I didn't even know he had high blood pressure. Had no idea. So it ain't what you look like on the outside. My father died during the height of COVID of a massive heart attack. My baby brother, 33 years old, massive heart attack. So I don't show up fighting for my health, inviting you to fight for your health in vain. This is real to me and it's very personal. And I know that we can recover the recoverable. It's doable. When my doctor told me that I had 3 months or she was putting me on medication, I had a decision to make. I can continue on the pathway that I was on, or I can fight for my health. And if you think it's too late for you, that I've been on these medications for all these years, here's my invitation to you on this Friday. A beautiful soul. Her name is Doris Love. That's my mother. I was very concerned about her health years ago and remain concerned. But here's the thing. She was at stage 4 kidney failure. We were on our way to dialysis. And there were some decisions I was struggling with in my head. If she needed a kidney, would I be willing to give her one of mine? But I'm happy to report in February of 2026, her condition is in remission and she is no longer on medications to manage diabetes. Don't give up on yourself and don't give up on the people that you love. Don't give up on the people that you care about. Keep planting the seeds. That's my invitation to you. Keep planting the seeds. Somebody's picking up what you putting down. You don't gotta fuss. Just live the life. People say I do too much, that I'm being extra when I don't eat things, or you going to the gym again, you working out again, you don't eat this. What you mean you don't eat that? These are choices that we get to make. And I make these choices because it's personal for me. Because I know that I have a predisposition to these conditions. I have a predisposition to high blood pressure. I have a predisposition to high cholesterol. I have a predisposition. Just because I have a predisposition does not mean that it will be my disposition. That's where my lifestyle comes into play. And so I want to leave you with this, with the T in this framework. We talked about quiet the noise. You don't get to moderate, baby. If you fighting for your health, today is not the day to moderate, and today is not the day to celebrate. Like my birthday is next Wednesday. I do want some cauliflower, but because I'm gonna fight for my cholesterol, I can't eat no fried cauliflower. My birthday next Wednesday. I won't be eating that, even though I want it. Unlearn and uproot. Challenge these traditions. That's my invitation to you. If it's hurting your body, then is it really good for your soul? We talking about soul food. E, my invitation to you, what does it look like to eat to edify? What does it look like to eat in a way that's going to help me reduce my chronic risk factors, chronic disease risk factors? S, submit the plate. Am I doing an evaluation of what I have? Cleaning out my pantry, cleaning out my kitchen. And then here's the one that changed my life when I went to my doctor in December of 2025. It is the T. Trust the rest. R-E-S-T. When you're talking about recovering your health, you can be doing all the things, but if you're chronically stressed, if you're overwhelmed, if you're not resting, it's not just about doing the things. It's not just about eating right. It's not just about exercise. It's also about allowing your body to restore, giving your body what it needs to recover. There's a lot that happens in your rested state when you go through your phases of sleep. A lot that happens. We're going to talk more about that in May as a part of our mental health awareness. Lack of rest impacts people's mental health. But today we're talking about how do you recover this physical health. So let me tell y'all something before I get out of here. Quest, quest. My invitation to you is that you go after your health as if it's an adventure. Because here's the deal. Yes, I lost 29 pounds. No pills, powders, procedures, or injections. I'm going to repeat that. I lost 29 pounds. No pills, powders, procedures, or injections. Lifestyle. But what I really gained was clarity around my assignment. What really happened, I didn't just lose weight, but I really gained the stamina, the mental fortitude to outrun this idea of my family's history. So now I pull up and I love to share why it's important to take your health seriously, regardless of who you are and what you're doing. If you're still here, catching the replay, if you're still here, you still have an opportunity to recover the recoverable. That's my invitation to you. That's my invitation to you, to recover the recoverable. If you need help, that's what I'm here for. Lifestyle strategies, helping you to reduce chronic disease risk. How? Through lifestyle education, behavior change practices. So, if this has been helpful, make sure you share this with someone. Thank y'all for pulling up on this Figured Out Friday. You don't have to figure this thing out alone. I'm here. If you've not visited my website, I invite you to visit my website. Let's get on a call. Doing Life Well with Regina, that's me over there on YouTube, but my website is Regina L. Lacking. I'm here to support you on your optimal health journey. You don't have to figure it out alone on this Figure It Out Friday. Take notes. I have a masterclass that'll be coming up. I want to invite you to that space where we can interact more off the socials. I want to interact more with you off the socials. Let me know what you need. If you're struggling with one of these big fours, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, are you carrying excess weight? Those are lifestyle. And I'm going to leave you with this. 2 things. Number 1, if it's preventable, then it's reversible. Number 2, you can recover the recoverable, and your health is recoverable. Thank you for your time this morning. It has been my pleasure to have this truth and transparent conversation with you. It's not too late. Share this with somebody you know and or love, and invite them to recover the recoverable. Y'all have a beautiful weekend, and go check those pantries. I'll talk to you later.